things that have to stay off the table. One is divorce. It has to be off the table. It's not, you can't keep that as an option in your mind. It's got to be completely off the table. The other thing that's got to be off the table is adultery. It's got to be off the table. It might have been on the table in the past, and that may be part of the reason why you're sort of in the situation you're in now in terms of unforgiveness and all that. But it's got to be off the table from now on, okay?
When we talking about going to the cave, ladies, don't disapprove, right, of his need of withdrawing. So if he needs to withdraw, let him withdraw. Someone asked the question, how long? It depends on how intense the battle is.
I know.
If the battle is really intense, then he may need to stay there a little bit longer.
Okay.
But we gave you some ways. We gave you some ways, ladies. And when we look back at page 79, they gave you 6 ways of how to support a man in his cave. And I actually wrote down a 7th way. And the 7th way we all know: drop it, leave it, let it go. One way to support your man in his cave is just drop it, leave it, let it go, and just wait on him. Wait on him to come out.
Number 5 on that page, it said, don't worry about him or feel sorry for him. My husband and I, we talked about that last night, and we talked about the word worry. I don't think it's so much of worrying. Don't be concerned. We would use the word concern because we as women by nature, we're nurturers. We care, and we just want to make sure everything is, everything is on point, with our family and all. So I wouldn't, I don't agree with that word. Don't worry. I would more so the word concern. Number 2, don't try to help him solve his problem by offering solutions. And how many of us wives in here have actually tried to help solve solutions? I know I have. Yeah. Because we love our spouses and we want the best for them. And as I say, they have the hustle and bustle, of this world. Number 1, they're black. That's a strike against them there, and then you got to go out and you got to deal with other stuff. And, the most peaceful place that you should be able to come home to, to come to is your home. It should be the most peaceful place. Yeah. So we just need to make sure, that we're not trying to help them solve it, because, if they needed our help, then they would have asked for our help, So that's the purpose of them actually going into the cave. And I just believe that when they actually go into their cave, whether it's a physical cave or whether it's the cave in their mind, they can be sitting right there with you and they can be in the cave, if they're going into that cave. I just believe at that time that's their one-on-one, with God. God is giving them instruction, and, God is conversing, they're conversing back with God, asking God, well, what should I do? Should I stand still? Should I move? Or, what should I do at this point? So I just believe that's the reason why we shouldn't be right by the door saying, okay, what's going on? When you coming out? You all right with that? That prolongs the time, for him to actually stay.
It's just like Sean put a picture out on Facebook of him. He had his music, right? He had his eyes closed, and I made the comment. I said, "You're in your cave, aren't you?" He said, laughed out loud. So it would be something that if Sherez, while he was listening to his music and he was in his cave, Sherez, what you doing? We got all this to do, and we got to take care of the children. We got to do that. Would actually give him a sense to say, okay, maybe I need to go to. She don't trust me. Maybe I need to go to another room, or maybe I need to go outside, or maybe I need to go somewhere else and listen to my music so I can stay in my cave. So the more you nag, the longer he's going to stay in his cave. Mm-hmm. So that's going to give him that excuse to stay in his cave. So regardless if you're listening to music or you're watching TV or you're playing video games, wives, let him do that. And then he'll come back eventually. Mm-hmm. All right. So there are some things. Okay. On page 80, if you want to not be nagging, it says at the top of the page 80, it says, if you need to talk, write him a letter to be read later, and when he is out, and if you need to be nurtured, talk to a friend. All right, so so if you need to talk, just go ahead and write him a letter while he's in his cave. Just give it to him, and just let him read it, and then when he's ready, he'll come out. Or if you need to be nurtured, you can always talk to one of your friends. And it says, don't make your husband the sole source of your fulfillment.
Amen, amen.
Don't make your husband the sole source of your fulfillment, because there are other things you can do to fulfill you, to make you happy, to enjoy. All right, so if he's in his cave, sure, you're gonna show some concern. My wife asked me last night. She said that what should she do when I'm in the cave to show support? And I said, well, just ask me a question. Just ask, how you doing, or is there anything I can do, and just leave it like that. Just don't, continue to ask, because, women, they can ask those 5 W's and that 1 H, why, when, who, where, what, and then how. They can ask all of those because they're detailed oriented. And so, but don't ask all of those 5 W's and 1 H. Just ask a question. It's just to show him concern,
Right.
that you are concerned. And then once you do that, then you can go and find something that you can that it would enjoy. That, because life doesn't stop. And the book says that Venusians, they love to worry. They love to be concerned about, especially their spouse. But again, life goes on, and as he goes into his cave, then you find something enjoyable. We have a list of things that you can do.
He ready to get to that list. In the next paragraph, it say, a man wants his favorite Venusian to trust that he can handle whatever it is that's bothering him. That Martian wants the Venusian to trust that he's able to handle it. Why did God make the man the head if he wasn't supposed to handle,
My Lord.
different situations and things that actually come up? To be trusted that he can handle his problems is very important, wives, myself included, to his honor, his pride, and self-esteem. And we kind of talked about that. There was a situation that came up with our taxes this year. My husband's gonna tell you the story.
Well, I've been doing our taxes for years now, and this year I was kind of having a little problem because it just stuck on one amount, and I said, I just know we can get more on this. And so I was just struggling, trying to see what kind of deductions we can use and all of that, claiming the business and all that good stuff. And so my wife came to me one day when she saw me. I was struggling, and she said, well, and she made a suggestion. She said, well, how about calling Miss Ruby or Beverly? And I looked at her, I said, okay, but I was, I didn't speak it out in my mind. I just kind of kept it to myself. And I just said, well, look, I've been doing this for years. This is my pet peeve. I can handle this. I didn't tell her that, but I spoke, in my spirit. So she noticed I didn't say anything. I didn't say, well, come on, okay, let's go ahead and call Miss Ruby. So I continued, and it was like 2 or 3 more days. I continued to work on it. And then, finally she came back again. She said, how about calling Miss Ruby? And I didn't say anything again. I said, look, let me take care. Let me try at least one more day, one more thing, and then so I tried one more thing, and I said, well, let's go ahead and just send it in. All right, so we sent it in, and some, they sent back, and they said I had to do another form, and I was doing this form, and I was getting frustrated again, And so she made a suggestion again. How about calling Miss Rubin? I said, I'll take care of this. So it took me a while to do the form. So I did the form and I faxed it back off. And you know, bless God, we got more than what we expected. And so ladies, when you see your husband is working on the project and he's kind of getting frustrated, just, you know, show your support and say, you can do it, you can do it. Don't say, well, let's call somebody. Let's call this person. Unless you are that guy that was working on the garage door and the garage fell on your back and you better, is he here today? No. You better be trying to call somebody. So if it's an emergency, yeah, you better be trying to call.
And the only reason why I kept on saying call Ruby was because he had this frustrated look on his face, and then when they sent this other form, he said, he was like, man, you know, he was like, I know I'm a math teacher, I know how to do math, and he said, but this is just, you know, I said, you're frustrated. He was like, yeah, this form is like, but he got the form, he ended up doing, so, like First Lady just said, just give him time, just give him time, so.
Thank you, brother. Because eventually he'll get it done. It'll take some time, but he'll get it done. All right, so.
And it took you quite some time, and we as wives, because you know us, we like, you know, we want it done. We want it done. How many wives in here has taken up on the project, done the project, to actually finish the project? You did, Kathy, what did you do? Nope. What?
Because if it takes too long, you know, you just go to the person who recommended in the first place to do it, to get it done.
Okay. So Jeff, how did that make you feel? I'm just reading what the book said. It is very important to his honor, his pride, and his self-esteem. So how did that make you feel, Jeff? All of that.
All of that.
Because see, and I felt like, I guess at the time, it was some time ago, but I guess I felt like at the time I was honoring his pride and self-esteem, because it's not like I told anybody I was going to take care of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I go to my girlfriend and say, you know, Jeff can do this, I went on everything. I never do any of that.
Right.
But some time ago, if it needed to be done, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
So a better question would be, how many times has the husband gotten so frustrated that he said, wife, can you please do this and finish this project? So that happens, because they do get frustrated, and they do eventually reach out to us.
And when he does that, that's okay. You step in and you handle that thing. But when he doesn't ask for a suggestion, you just, you know, just be the cheerleader. Say, you can do it. You can do it. I don't care how long it takes. You can do it. All right. Just be that support system for him. All right. The middle, page 80, it says, not worrying about him is difficult for her. Worrying for others is one way women express their love and caring. It is a way of showing love. For a woman, being happy when the person you love is upset just doesn't seem right. He certainly doesn't want you to be want her to be happy because he is upset, but he does want her to be happy. And my wife is this old saying that says, happy wife, happy life, happy wife, happy life. And Proverbs says it best. Let me get that right quick, so you can see what the word says about it. Proverbs 21 verse 9. Let me get that now. Proverbs 21 verse 9. It says, it is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. That's what the word said, y'all. Proverbs 21 and 9. It is better, men, it is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop, your cave, than with a brawling woman in a wide house. So, I don't care how big your house is, if she's brawling, if she's not happy, my Lord, ain't nobody happy. The baby ain't happy.
What book is that again?
No. That's Proverbs. Proverbs 21 and 9. All right. Proverbs 21 and 9. So go and meditate on that, husband. Meditate and make sure you read that carefully. All right. So it's good for her to be happy. You want her to be happy. And when she is happy, then when you're in your cave, you know she's happy, then you'll be able to handle your problems a little bit better, and you can be able to come out of that cave a little bit sooner.